Hi, I'm Matt from HockeyReviews.ca, and this is the Warrior Ritual G5 Senior Plus pad snapshot review, comparison review to the Ritual G4 Pro. So before that, if you are looking for beer league jerseys or jerseys to outfit your team, be sure to check out the link in the description and on the title card on the right of the screen. It is to jerseysmadeeasy.com. It goes over the different jersey materials and stuff like that for that video. The link in this description. If you do go there, and for a limited time, you get 20% off your sock purchase for your team if you make a purchase of a full set of jerseys. And I do get a kickback of the sale from those jerseys that will help fund this channel in the future. So make sure you check that out. Now on to the actual pads itself. So there's not a ton of differences here, so I'm not going to go into full detail of like the other view and everything, because these are honestly they're the same to the G5s minus what I'm about to talk about. So on the non G5, so I guess on the G5 Pros there's no profile lock. On the Senior Plus there is a profile lock. So this is what I was really critical about in the G4s, because basically this profile lock would end up curving the pad and making the thyroid super soft and basically useless. So to show a flex difference between this, I don't have the G4s with me anymore, so I'll kind of overlay it. But there is the top of the flex. So the thyroid is much stiffer now on this pad than it is on the previous pad. So this one has been sitting on profile lock for a few days. So you can see the shape of the pad itself. So it does have a bit of that curve. It's not as crazy as it was on the G4 or G3 because it doesn't have an internal upper brake to really make it bend. So you won't get any of those crazy looking pads unless you like really break these and basically smash the top in. But this right here should be a good indication of like the big changes and what this does. Just for comparison, now obviously this is the Pro stiffness, so it's even stiffer, but that's the difference in stiffness. There's nothing there. This one, it definitely does have the ability to bend, because the big change between this pad and the non-Pro is the actual thyroid stiffness is less. So you can see me be able to bend that, so it isn't as stiff all the way through. And so I don't think there's hypercomp in here, but even before on the G4 where there was hypercomp, and even the G2, you could still bend it. This one is basically a stiffer core than those previous ones, and thus a stiffer piece than, so this should hold up better is what I'm trying to get at for that, and it should seal the ice better because of how stiff this is. I'm pretty impressed with these pads, to be totally honest, because this core is so much better than what it used to be and so much stiffer than what it used to be. Again, my G5 super stiff, they seal the ice really well, but even this with this curve doesn't seal quite as well, and I'll show that in a second. But this is such an improvement over the previous one that this is gonna last longer, and this will, so durability is a big increase, but this also, like, pucks won't be able to get in on this as easy, and this is how it should be. Remember, the Ritual line is supposed to be their big rebound, stiff butterfly line. And it was super soft in the past. So this is a huge improvement, and I'm really impressed with these. I would never tell people to use a profile lock before, really, because of what it would do to the internal structure of the pad. Because this one is so much stiffer, I'd say, like, if you want to use it, go ahead, because that you can see that it does hold up there. All right, so one of my big concerns about the G4 pad was specifically the Thyroid Seal, and because basically this would never sit on the ice, and now this once you put it on a flat surface, it actually does seal very well. So you have no issues there. Knees down, everything's good there, just because it was on this level. So that is a huge improvement over the G4s. So with this profile, and you do have that curve, you can kind of see, and just for comparison, there's my G5 Pros, which seal very well as well. But you do now have this curve, which should be pretty evident. So this pad is pretty impressive to me, and I definitely think it's, like, if you can't go the whole way for the G5 Pro, or you want that bit of a curve, this isn't a bad option. Again, the core isn't super stiff, but it's much better than what it was before, so durability should be better than what it was before. I still think that this will bend in over time because it isn't the hardest thing, but it's way better than what it was, so I gotta give him props for that. Everything else on these pads is like, beside, the only change is really the internal foams. I looked through the whole pad, all the features seem to be the same, all the straps all seem to be the same, so there's no difference there. So there's not a lot for me to talk about in this video. So that's about it. Thank you for watching. Hopefully it was helpful. Remember to subscribe to me on YouTube, hit the bell icon to get notified when I make new content. If you ever want to see me review a piece of gear, or if you buy a piece of gear because of one of my videos, please reach out to the manufacturer, let them know. Helps get me on their radar so I can do more videos like this. And so hopefully I get stuff so I can test it and stuff like that, and not just borrow these from the store and then return them. So yeah, follow me on Instagram and Twitter, links in the description. I have like small little content things that are not big enough for YouTube, but might be interesting. So thank you very much for watching, and take it easy.